All right. If you saw the clip, I said it. I said it. How is it with a 20-1 ratio or a 10-1 ratio or a 7-1 ratio of quality women to men? That's what I hear. That's what I see on the podcast. How can men honestly say? How can men honestly say that it is hard to find a wife? Hard to find a wife. All right. Like what, like, how do we have the unmitigated gall to be able to say that when there's so many women, so many talented single women in the world, especially for black men, men of color, right? Men of color, just men in general. This is something that all men agree on, regardless of race. And I said it that it is not easy to find a wife. And I know I got your text. I got your DMs. A friend lit me up. I don't even know if she's in the country. She said she's tuning in because she was borderline offended by the question. How can men say? How can men say that they can't find quality women to find as a wife when there's so many of us out here? However, to a man, to a man, all of my friends, including myself, I have rarely met one who said it was easy to find his wife. Matter of fact, most people, including myself, were surprised that it was not easy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Can I confess for a second? Can I confess? Tell me, let me know if I can confess. And I see y'all coming in. I see Sylvia. I see Miss T. I see my friend Doc. All right. I see Musical Web. I see Lex. I see Klashara. I see Kikum. I see Roland. I see Toxic Negron. I see y'all, right? Right. But to a man said that finding a wife was incredibly difficult. And I'm gonna confess, I said, God, I need a lot of things, but help finding a wife is not one of them. I'm skilled. I'm skilled at getting in relationships. I'm skilled at finding fine women who have high character. And I promise you, I was humbled. I was dating and I just straight stopped. And I said, all right, guy, you pick her. Because obviously I'm doing something very wrong. I was going in the wrong direction. Each person I dated was getting worse. And I just took a break. All right. And then when I tapped back in, God gave me three options. And then I picked my wife. Right. So, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm gonna do. It was hard. It was hard. Man, am I right? Type it in the chat. It was hard for me to find a wife. Not hard for me to find a girlfriend, but it was hard for me to find a wife. And I was going to go in. I was going to start with why it's hard for us to find a wife. And then I asked my wife, I said, babe, I'm just curious. Why do you think it's hard for men to find a wife? And my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, we have three. One is in college, one is here at the crib, and her brother's upstairs. He's three. And my 9-year-old daughter said something that changed what I'm going to talk about first. Right. So I said, why is it that it's hard for men to find a wife? Do y'all want to know what she said? I'm not gonna tell y'all until y'all type it in the chat. Do you know what my 9-year-old daughter said that made me go in a completely different direction because she was right? Y'all let me know. Do y'all want to know? Do y'all want to know? All right. So yes, yes, yes. Come over here, Tran. Come over here, Tran. All right. This is Trinity. Come over here a little bit more. This is Trinity, y'all. All right. When I asked you, I said, why do you think men have a hard time finding a wife? Tell the people what you said.
Men look at women's cuteness, not their personality.
Did you hear that? What does that mean?
It means that you have to look at their personality before you look at their
Well,
cuteness.
why can't we look at the cuteness?
Because then you get carried away by it.
What you mean carried away?
You won't have a good relationship if you're crazy.
All right, Trey, go have movie night, y'all. All right. So she kept it real. She kept it real. She kept it. I see y'all laughing, right? Because she kept it real. And I thought about it. All right. I'm gonna start with 10 mistakes men make in picking a wife. And then I'm gonna tell you what we're actually looking for. And men, keep me honest. keep me honest because she was right. She was right, right? All right, so number 1, all right? Number 1, I went a different direction, y'all. Thank God for kids, right? Number 1, men confuse chemistry with character. Now, these are mistakes that men make. These are things we do early on before we get wise and look for the one. This is what makes men slow down and pump the brakes. I'm gonna give you the top 10 mistakes men make that make them, when they look for a wife, look for a totally different list. So you're gonna get 2 lists tonight. Y'all can thank my wife and you can thank Trinity. All right. So when men confuse chemistry with character, right? So we're vibing with someone, someone's vibing with us, the energy is high, we like it, and we think because the vibe is there, you have high character. And how many men have been fooled a month, 2 months in, 3 months in, that this woman's straight mean? This woman is juggling multiple men. This woman has more game than I do when it comes to telling me what I want to hear, right? We think that spark can sustain a relationship when men should pump the brakes. You think that you're the only ones who are impatient. Men are impatient too. We want what we want when we want now. When men are ready for a wife, we're ready for a wife right now, right? So don't confuse chemistry with character. Proverbs 31:30 says, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. You can have chemistry with someone, and then you look up like, let's go to church. She's like, nah, I don't really rock with church. I right. I remember one of my partners was dating a girl that was into witchcraft. I was like, fam, how did you not know that? He was like, how do you go around asking people if they practice witchcraft? That would never even come up in my mind, right? It's crazy. All right, number 2. Woo, this is, y'all want to get deep. Men choose based on ego validation. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So sometimes there's an insecurity. Sometimes there's a healing that we need to go through. All right. And we'll date a woman based on ego validation. She strokes the ego. Everything you say, she agrees with. Every joke you have, she laughs at. If you are head of the company, she makes you feel so great. Man, I don't actually think that's a bad thing. I think that's something that we're gonna add to the other list because every man needs an ego stroke. But sometimes you're dating someone that's down here to make you feel up here. And when you come to your senses, you realize y'all not on the same level. Anyone ever made that mistake? You pick sister girl because she stroked that ego. Woo, boy, she can stroke that ego. And this is a tip. I know I'm cheating into the other list, but if you know how to stroke a man's ego, if you know how to speak life into a man, if you tell him, and this is one mistake, women, they don't know how to speak life into a man. There are women out here who are skilled, have A plus. They can make you feel like the greatest thing since sliced bread. You can be making $80 and they can make it seem like that $80 is $800,000. Like you about to scale to $800,000, right? She makes you feel better, right? It says Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall, right? So you have to notice when you're flattering versus being fed. Sometimes you're just feeding men. Sometimes men are insecure, things are going wrong, and that woman is feeding him. She's healing him. She's helping him, right? She's social work loving him. But once he's fed, he looks up and is like, nah, I think I want a woman I'm gonna chase. I think I want a woman who's not gonna give me all of this. I know it sounds weird. That's not gonna give me all of this because I really need to be feeding her. I appreciate it. All right, but men wake up. All right, number 3. Ooh, men confuse sexual energy with compatibility. I'm gonna try to keep this PG-13 because y'all know I'm a psychologist and a minister. But sometimes you can have sexual energy, especially if you're in pain. Yes, and Trinity's upstairs with her mom. She did not hear this, right? You can be in pain. You can trauma bond, and that'll be the best loving you ain't ever had. Woo! When you making love for your life, when you making love knowing that you can't pay the rent, you making love knowing that you got fired, you making love knowing that no one likes you but this particular person. Ooh, that trauma bond could just feel like a Prince slash Rihanna album combined with Trey Songz, right? It could be one of those experiences. I'm not telling y'all to do this. Bishop, don't call me. I'm not telling you to do this, but I'm saying sometimes that energy, sometimes that sexual energy can confuse you to think that, oh, she bad. And then you look up and you be like, man, we don't have anything in common but trauma bonded. Can the church say amen? And am I keeping it real, y'all? Am I keeping it real? Let me know if I'm off. Number four. Men choose presentation over substance. That's what Trinity was talking about. Right? Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with this. Women, listen to this. Men do like a woman who looks good. We look at how a woman presents herself. I look at a woman's nails. I look at a woman's toes. I look at a woman's necklace. I look at what accessories she has on her arms. I look at her shoes. I look at her bag. Now, I know y'all are like, you do? Yeah, there are husbands who won't let their wives leave the house unless they are tip top presentation ready because you're a reflection of us and men like looking at pretty things. So a woman who is well presented, a woman who presents herself, a woman who has no misplaced hair, right? You are looking at this woman, you cannot find a flaw, is intoxicating to a man, right? Because she's attractive, she's social, she's impressive. She walks into the room, and why? Because how your woman looks says something about you as a man. Women, it's like the shoes you wear and the bag you have. It says something superficial. It says something about you as a woman. And all women do it. They look at the bag, y'all look at shoes. Men really don't do it. Now we look at a watch, we look at a shirt, we look at shoes and just say kind of money this brother moving with. Right? Like men do that, but they don't really trip on it, right? They're just looking to see, right? Women, y'all know that bag means something. All right. So men are looking at this. You're like the bag. Right? So I'm not going to say anything negative. Don't y'all put any negative comments. But when you're talking about one of the real housewives of Atlanta, all right, say you're doing Portia, say you're doing Kenya, right? You walk in the room with one of them, they're known, they're going to be presentation ready. Men look at you like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, you a big body Benz. Okay, see what you're doing. All right. But you don't look at the substance. And I'm not saying either one of those women don't have substance because I know both of them. I don't want no smoke. Right. All right. Sometimes things just don't work out. But you're looking at the presentation. You can get mesmerized by the presentation, mesmerized by the looks. All right. So far, let me know. Is this list spot on? What am I missing? I have a couple more. Right. Come on. We can get caught up on the presentation. Right. Right. Men fall for emotional manipulation. Ooh, I tell my teenage clients, y'all. I tell my teenage clients, like, you're not in charge. You're not in charge. That girl you're dating is 3 steps ahead of you at all times. At all times. At all times, right? I remember when I was in high school and I asked my parents for some money. This was the last time I did not work, right? I've been working since I was 15. I said, Mom, Dad, let me get some money. They were like, why? I said, I need about $25 to go to the basketball game. They said, the basketball game costs $4. Why you need 25? I said, I want to go to the concession stand. And they said, the math not mathing, right? How you gonna eat $21 worth of food? And I had to confess, I got to get my girl some Mike and Ike's. I gotta get them hot fries. She like a pickle. I gotta get that slushy, right? I gotta get that Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. For the concession stand, I got a big ball. She with me, I got a big ball, right? And my dad was like, nah, I don't see it, right? So finally, my mama gave me some money. Says, last money we ever gonna give you. You need to work from now on, right? But she was ahead of me. I was already caking. She was like, you know what I like? I like my pickles. I like Mike and Ike's. I like my slushy. Do right by me, babe. I said, I got you. Right. All right. Now she was cool. She was not a manipulator, but she definitely had me in her hand because as fine as she is, I figured there's a lot of dudes that would try to buy her hot fries. Let's just keep it real. Right. All right. But sometimes men fall for that manipulation where a woman is sizing him up. Like she's looking for a Ken in her Barbie world. She's not really looking to like him. She's not really looking to love him. She's not going to love him when he's down. He lost his job. He gained some weight. He lost his parent. He's not feeling the best. That woman gonna be gone because you're not presenting yourself, right? Because she was only there for the Hollywood. I mean, this is a lot of men. She's only there for Hollywood, but are you there for me when I'm down? when I do marriage seminars and I ask people, how did you meet? The number one thing I hear consistently from men say, she was down for me when I was at rock bottom. Or I felt that no matter what, this woman loved me for me and I didn't have to perform. So if I can't take her, I took my wife to Two Urban Licks, y'all, nice restaurant in Atlanta. But I have to believe that my wife, if I couldn't afford it, would be cool with me going to Applebee's. Now, is she gonna like it as much? No. But is she gonna leave me? No. Now, is she gonna talk to me about how to get my bread up? Yes. Is she gonna help me? Yes. She gonna pray for me? Yes. Right? But she's not gonna leave me if I take her to Applebee's versus Two Urban Licks. Right? Men look for that, right? But a woman's been number six. Men mistake rescue for love. Oh. Let me raise both my hands. Let me raise both of my hands. So y'all don't see, I testify. So y'all don't have to. I did that probably every single relationship except my last two. The one I dated before my wife and my wife were the only women I did not know. There's one more in college, right? Because she see this, she's gonna give me a phone call, right? That I did not try to rescue. Y'all, I was a rescuer. If you had trauma in your life, guess who your daddy is? Me. Think about what I am. I'm a psychologist and a minister. I'm gonna help you, girl. I'm gonna nurture you. You've been someone's violated your boundaries. I'm gonna heal you. I'm gonna be there for you. Your dad wasn't there. Come on, guys. You need a little money. I'm gonna take care of you. Even when I was older and dating, and I was dating women with children, that was not a deterrent for me. That was gonna be a happy family. For when you all say, is this a deterrent? There are a lot of men that want to come in and be superhero, right? So long as the daddy not crazy, as long as I'm not dealing with any crazy man coming up to the door and acting crazy, I don't have time for that. But these kids, yeah, cool. All right, I'll rescue them. I'll take them to school. I'll get their hair cut. I'll get their hair done. I'll be their bonus dad. I go to donuts with dads, and we're not even married. There are a lot of men that have this rescue fantasy. The superhero, the Superman, the Black Panther, Iron Man. This is what we watch. Transformers come in and save the day, right? We like to save the day, but then you look up and you ask, all right, hey, help me out. Talk about my feelings. Be there for me. Self-sacrifice. Stay up late and help me study. Hey, drive. I'm sleepy. The one time I don't feel like driving because I'm sick, and you like, nah, women don't do that. I'm sick, fam. I'm not feeling good, fam. You talking about what women will and will not do? And I'm from Atlanta. I used to go to Michigan. And just a quick commercial. Women in Michigan drive. That was the first time I went on dates and women were like, nah, I want to drive. They had Mustangs, right? They had these souped up motor car, Dodge Chargers. I rock with y'all, Detroit. I'm married, but I rock with Detroit. I rock with Detroit women. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Chicago is the same way. It's a different kind of movement up there, right? There's a certain amount of mix with I can handle my own, right? To kind of fight with you, right? Sometimes men choose timing and not readiness. Timing and not readiness. Like sometimes men like, look, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. I know y'all hear women say this, but like, look, I'm ready to get married right now. Let me just go ahead and give her a try. I'm tired of searching. I'm tired of going on dates. Let me just circle back to this 8, to this 7.5. Hopefully I can teach her. Hopefully I can coach her and we can see what's up. Right? Oh, I see Meg saying Detroit right here. We different for real. I'm gonna get Detroit women are different. Detroit women are different. I remember I used to go to the club out there in Atlanta. You have to be, and I'm not saying this about Detroit, man, because I have cousins out there, right? But it's just a different style. In Atlanta, you better go talk to women back in the day. They're gonna be gone. I went to Morehouse. I remember I went to a party, went to the bathroom, came out. All my friends were on all the cute girls. I was like, fam, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I couldn't get on the back. I couldn't go to the bathroom before y'all got all the cute girls. I went to Morehouse, man. Those brothers were ready, right? Those brothers were ready, right? I went to Detroit. I went up to him and I was like, "Yo, what's your name? What you talking about?" They were like, "Where you from?" I was like, "What you mean?" I thought it was the accent, but people from Detroit sound like they from Atlanta. All right, don't get mad when I say that. It's kind of the same accent. And they were like, "Yo, dudes from here don't come up. Usually, women in Detroit make the first move." I saw that in DC. Women might come up and ask you what's up, and then you court us from there. But I could tell you weren't from Detroit when you came up so aggressive. But being from Atlanta, if you're not aggressive, you're not gonna have anyone to talk to because brothers weren't sitting around looking. Now things have changed. right? All right. But anyway, so sometimes men just circle the block, right? Because they're ready. And I don't mean for like sometimes men circle the block. I want to be real, not necessarily for a wife, but just for a situationship, comfort, cuffing season. All right, someone to be by their side because men who are used to being in relationships don't like being alone. Don't like being alone. Just don't. Or you get tired of being alone. Or you make a promise. Men make rules. I will not be alone by next Thanksgiving. So you take the best option. She may not be the wife, but you take the best option and try to make that thing work. It doesn't work. All right. Sometimes men choose women who are available, not one who's aligned. Who I'm not gonna say him, but a good friend of mine said that this is one of his mistakes was, and this was her mistake, and she kept saying, "Marry me, marry me, marry me," and he was like, "Nah," and she was like, "Why I do everything for you?" And he couldn't say that, but he was like, "That's the problem." I know women, you're looking like this is so confusing, right? So men really do like to chase. We do like energy. We do like men don't want to go outside, see a deer, and the deer just fall down, and you don't have to chase the deer. Men would rather run through the woods, shoot the deer, miss it 6 times, have to get your best shot. Everything you take, you huffing and puffing, and then your last shot, you get that deer. All right. Same thing with fishing. Man, men, how many husbands do you hear say that they had chase stories? They chased their wife. Like my mom didn't even like my dad. My dad had to date my mom numerous times, basically stalked my mom. She said, "Fine, I'll go out to dinner if you just stop asking me, bro." And then found out she actually liked my dad, right? That's where I get that aggressiveness from, right? But she was just there, right? And so when you're too nice and you don't have like you don't demand certain things from that man, men kind of like women who are demanding. I'm gonna get into that. I don't mean like in a negative way. I mean like you have high standards. Like I need you to take me on a date. I need you to communicate. I need you to walk in the room and act like you have a girl. I need you to introduce me. I need you to be able to talk to me in a soft way. You can keep it real, but talk to me softly. I'm your girl. Don't do all that huffing and puffing. Don't shut down. I need you to go to church. I need you to invest your income. I need you to get a budget. I need you to apply for that job. I need you to start your own business. You're talented enough. Men like that energy of a life coach who's soft, sensual, sexual, but she's tough because it kind of reminds you of how your mom is wanting the best for you. She's loving and she's nurturing, but you better not bring another B up in here. You better go hard. I remember time I fumbled the football. My mom made me sleep with that thing. She made me sleep with the football. Don't you ever fumble that football again. You better hold on to that thing. And I had to go to bed. Y'all think it was my dad. That was my mom, fam. Men like a woman that comes in and has that softness of a mother, that nurturing of a mother, but you better be all bull. You better be all bull for me because I'm only gonna be with a bull. You ready to run through a tunnel. Men, am I lying? Men, if I'm lying, let me know. Men, if I'm lying, let me know. All right. So you don't want that woman who's just there to do everything like a maid, like a cook, like a chef. She doesn't ever speak up. She doesn't give you any problems. She lets you do what you want to do. Boring. Boring. Oh, I said it. I know I'm gonna get some DMs. Lord help me. Well, I'm just keep it real. Y'all know my spirit. It's boring. There's no chase. There's no chase. We don't like easy women. Easy come, easy what? Go. Hard to get, hard to quit. Hard to quit. There are men out there playing basketball right now, trying to win a title in the gym right now for a season that hasn't even started. Men like to do something difficult. Come on, like, am I telling y'all the truth? Am I telling you? See, there it is. See, don't be too available. Don't make him work for you. It should be 50-50 or 100-100. You do for me, I do for you. It's reciprocal. But I'm not there to make your life easy because then a man will leave and chase someone else and it'll hurt. Number nine, this is a toxic one. Sometimes men avoid emotionally challenging women. All right. Now, women, y'all like finally one we can agree on. Finally one. Yeah. So sometimes brothers don't want confrontation. Just be quiet. I'm not saying this is good. I'm not. Just come home. I get enough pushback. I just need you to come in, iron, cook, clean, go along with what I say. I don't want you to be challenged. I say something, I don't want you to say that doesn't make any sense. Right? I don't want dialogue. Sometimes men have been traumatized where they're really looking for a puppy They're looking for a puppy, not a wife. Stay away from that situation, right? But sometimes men will do that. They will pick someone who will just be compliant because they're in survival mode, right? Number 10, men haven't healed from their own trauma, right? And so sometimes trauma attracts trauma, right? You'll go for, I remember, and I'm not gonna say her name. I remember I was dating a particular young lady, and all my friends who happened to be psychologists were like, bro, you're not seeing what we seeing? Bro, you don't see that? You don't see that you walked into a whole PTSD. You don't see you walked into a whole acute stress disorder. You don't see that you walked into someone who's been hurt. You can't see that in your eyes. And I'm gonna be honest, in my younger years, that would excite me. Yeah, I see that pain. Oh, I see that pain. I'm gonna cure that pain. And then that pain came to me. I'm not gonna say anymore. Whoo! What? You talking about a rough breakup? That was a rough breakup, right? I was like, I can't do this. Yo, I'm fam. My grandma did not like her. My mom did not like her. Now, my mom is tough, but my grandma used to like everyone. She was like, Alduan, let me tell you, that's a no. That's a no. My homegirls who did not like me romantically came to me and like, bro, that's a hard no. We're not gonna tell you what to do, but we're gonna tell you, you bring her around, we going the other way. That's a train wreck. She is a train wreck. You going into a train wreck family. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me know. All right, fellas, have you ever fallen for this? Which one of these lists are you guilty of? Have you confused chemistry with character? Have you chosen based on your ego? Just ego stroke. Have you confused sexual energy for compatibility? Have you chosen presentation over substance? Have you fallen for a woman that was emotionally manipulative? Don't leave me. All right, I need you. Or you know, she just did, yeah, yeah. Have you tried to rescue someone? You try to be their daddy versus being their husband, their boyfriend. Have you messed up timing? Has timing made you make the wrong move, right? Sometimes it's you have a child by someone, you feel like you should marry them. That's old school, back in the day. But you're like, look, I need to go ahead and make this happen. I need to make her an honest woman, but you're not in love. She's not the one. Have you ever chosen a woman who's available, not one who's aligned? She was just there. She was just there. She was just there. And then number nine, you avoid emotionally challenging women. Like you don't want any pushback. You don't need that in your life. And I get that. I'm not condoning it. I get it. Like life's so bad. The last thing you need is a woman pushing back, especially when you're wrong. And you're usually wrong when you're doing that, right? You just want to be right somewhere. And then you pick based on trauma, based on healing. All right, so let's go to the other list. All right. Because I gave y'all the mistakes we made. Y'all could thank Trinity. But let me talk about what men are really looking for. All right. These are the mature men. A lot of men have made these mistakes. And I see your comments. Men have made these mistakes for real. And men say something. Y'all think, women, you think you're the ones that's vulnerable to pain? We are the ones that's most vulnerable to pain. We do not like being hurt. Most men who are hurt are down bad for a minute. Like our friends have been divorced. A breakup, man. Check on your boy, man. This is tough because he sees it as a personal failure, even if you were straight plumb loco, right? Men look at it like I just didn't make it work or it didn't work out. Especially at kids, it's tough. It is. It is. I think divorce is number two to the death of a child or a parent, so it makes it three, right? As far as stress, divorce hurts. So men like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. I'm not making those mistakes. So this is why you see men kind of double dutch when it comes to looking for a wife. They kind of like they dance with you, they date you, and then when it comes to kind of jump in, there are a lot of men is like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. All right. So men, let me tell you what men look for. All right. Give y'all the other list. It's gonna be seven. All right. Number one, men notice visual presentation, but through the lens of character. Ooh, ooh. So men, whether you like it or not, are visual. Men have never fallen in love with someone they said was ugly or mediocre. No, not ever. I'm gonna use a double negative. No, not never. Never will a man fall in love with a woman he deems mediocre or unattractive. Now she might be cool. She might be fine. He might decide to bed her, but he's not going to date her, right? So men are visual, right? But here's the tricky part, right? Men are visual, but when they're looking for a wife, men are looking for a woman with character. So you kind of have to be moral fine. You have to be sexy, Holy Ghost. You have to be like a librarian who looks good. Does that make, I know it's like what does that make sense? So men are looking for a wife he's sexually and physically attracted to, but when she walks in the room, mama's like, I like the way she moves. I like the way she carries herself, right? She passes the mom test. She passes the sister test. She passes the church friends test. The elders at the church are like, you picked a good woman. Now, she has physique. She's beautiful, but she's not showing off all her legs. She has a nice dress, but she has something to cover it. All right. I know a lot of y'all brothers like you too conservative, but men are looking for a woman who can be versatile. They're looking for a woman, a wife who has high character. So it's visual presentation, but with the lens of character. You can't just be cute. You can't just be fine. You can't just be in the video. You actually have to have some character. You actually have to have some morals. Like if a man wants to bed you the first night, you're like, no, I don't do that. I don't really do that with a man who's not mine. Right? Like men expect that. You're like, okay, okay. Because here's what a man is thinking. How you move is how you gonna teach our future daughters how to move. Come on now. He's looking, right? My mom, my sisters, my friends are going to look at you and they have to see a woman who's beautiful and attractive, but has character, right? I come from a family that keeps it real. There are a lot of high character, attractive women in my family. When my wife married me and went to a family reunion, she was like, all these women look and act the same. They are all very strong, dominant women who will tell you what to do, where to go, where to sit. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Right? But every one of them is attractive, but you can tell they have character, they have substance, they radiate warmly. They carry themselves like a woman with class. She doesn't have to prove anything. She gonna keep it walking across the room, and whether you talk to her for or not, she gonna get talked to. She's not gonna be pressed. She knows not pressed. She gonna get attention from good men. Whether you pay for her drink or her dinner, the dinner and the drink gonna get paid for because she's a Proverbs 31 woman. Does that make sense? Her posture's right. Her eye contact is right. She's genuinely smiling. When she walks into a room, other women like her. They're like, I like her. Older uncles be like, yo, you got you one, man. That's a good one. Hold on to her. My little cousins and nieces and nephews, I like her. When she shows up, I see you, Katrina. All right. When she shows up, everyone likes her. They can tell she's a woman of substance. So it's not about the pretty dress. It's not about showing all your assets. I mean, that's cool. Men will look, but you can be eliminated visually off rip. I know I'm talking like I'm 12, but I do have a 9-year old, 3-year old. My oldest one is 19. I see teens, y'all, off rip. That's it. That's it. All right. Men are not attracted to the skinniest or the thickest woman in the room. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. You see wives of all different flavors. Men are all attracted to the woman with motion, the woman who carries herself like she's bad, regardless of physique. Regardless of physique. The woman that walks in here bad, like she knows she's a high character woman. She know men can see that. Men will chase her. Men will all look in the eye of one another and be like, "Yeah, she knows she bad. I'm not gonna even step to her because I'm on some foolishness. I'm not gonna even present myself because I don't really like myself. If she asks me what I do, I don't even want to tell her. She's gonna eliminate it because I don't like my answer. I'm gonna level myself up before I approach a woman like her." I did a lock-in for teens, y'all, and, there was a girl there. I'm not gonna say her name, and, um, all the boys were talking about her. All the boys wanted her, right? It was lock-in, and they were hooping, and she went out there and she was hooping. She was hooping with them. Now um, she wasn't throwing guys on the ground. She wasn't overly manly. She was feminine with it, but hooping, right? And all the guys like, "Oh, I like her." right? But very few guys step to her. And I said, well, if you like her, why you not gonna talk to her? They'd be like, man, I'm a dog, man. I'm not gonna even waste her time. She's too nice. She's too good to be done wrong. Isn't that crazy? She's too good. She's too good of a person. I can't even do her like that. I'm not. Or I do like her, but I need to get my act together. I need to get my life together. I need to be that's the kind of woman you step to when you have full emotion, right? It's not the kind of woman you play with. You get shot down. She's not gonna be impressed. She only gonna deal with impressive men because she's impressive. All right, number two. All right. Men notice emotional peace, not performance. Ooh. Whenever I ask men the top 5 qualities of a wife, this is number one. Be my peace. Be my peace. Men have been straight dogged out, gone through war, called everything but a child of God. You take their emotional things vulnerability, used against them in an argument, right? Things go wrong. You try to take him for everything he has, even though you make your own money. And I know you've seen it in men who've been hurt, and the men know what I'm talking about. So men are looking for peace. They're not looking for someone performance. Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. What emotionally intelligent men look for, and I will tell you, they look for emotional regulation. They look for emotional regulation. I'm gonna say it so my brothers don't have to, right? A lot of us go into relationships think, you know what? She's a pretty little flower. She'll never say anything mean. And then Venus flytrap happens because women, your words, you can put together a combination of cuss words, or you could take a man and break him down to his very last compound where he can't even say anything. He can't even say anything. And men have seen this. Men have sat there and watched. Like, how in the world did you just insult me like this? How did you just make me cry? How did you? I remember in high school, the worst thing you could call a dude was lame, right? Right? I remember I was arguing with a girl. She was like, "But you lame though." Oh, yeah. She must have shot 17 arrows in my heart. I was just having a disagreement about XYZ, and then you gonna call me lame? So once that happens to a man, it only needs to happen once. Am I right, fam? It only needs to happen once. Men go like this. I don't care if he's 6'9", 275-pound defensive lineman. All men like go like this. So what a man does, y'all want me to tell it? What a man does is that he waits to see if you have emotional regulation. Yeah, that's what he does. So he waits to an argument. All right. Say you have to change dinner plans. Hey babe, I can't make it. Working late. I know I promised. Can I make it to you Friday? All right. Happens once. Kind of woman he likes is like, I'm disappointed. I was hoping we could go, but I understand. Or hey, babe, can we go to dinner and then I can get you some coffee, some tea. You can stay up late. I really want to see you and I want you to do your work. I'm gonna go with that. But a woman is like, don't waste my time. You think I'm here to play with? Having a double confirm a date. I tell you Friday at 9, and then I say, all right, we good on Thursday, and you didn't double confirm it. Men are like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Right? Like, so women that snap, when they get mad, men watch. When you get mad, is it cool, calm, and collect and direct? Because men can take it. Most men can take it. All right. But and I see my friend Doc. I see you from tech, right? Yes. Only happens once. Only happens once. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. All right, the woman I was dating before my wife was mean. When we get into an argument, man, her face, she would talk to me like I was, I don't even use this word, on the street. I couldn't tell we had a relationship. I mean, she eviscerated me. Like I chilled. I was arguing. I just backed out. About 20 minutes in, I said, "This is not healthy. I don't want to do this. You my girl. I don't want to go with it." She was gone, fam. She was gone, and she was gone. After that, she was gone. I don't even think I gave an explanation. I said, "I'm out." All right. So when I was dating my wife, she said, "We need to talk." We had a little disagreement. I said, "Here we go. Here come the Venus flytrap." And I sat back against I remember I was at her house. I sat back against the oven and I said, "All right, go ahead and say what you need to say." And I was waiting on her to go off. And she said, like, "This is how I feel. This is what I need you to do. And I'd appreciate it if you just move differently because it would make me feel better." I said, "All right, you done?" She said, "That's it." I said, "You done?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "This is how you communicate your feelings. Like that. Don't play with me." I said, "Girl, Imma marry you." That's how mad you get. That's all. You stay respectful even when you disagree and you're able to communicate your feelings without insulting me, without raising your voice, without going off on me, without breaking me down, without not picking up the phone when I call, not hanging up in the middle of an argument. Come on now. Come on, ladies. Are y'all getting it? Men have been there. Right? She looked good. She's cute. She had nice jeans. She had a nice job. She went to church. When we get into an argument, she hang up on you in a second. She won't talk to you. She won't make eye contact. She blocks you. She stops speaking to you instead of communicate what's going on. There's a mental health issue. There's some trauma, right? You disappointed her once. She responds like you disappointed her whole lifetime. Come on now, men, have you been there? Right? All right. And a woman come cold and suspicious, like, "Oh, who else you dating? You canceling on me? Where else you gonna go?" And man's like, "Yo, I'm really at work. FaceTime me." Why? You're not my wife. I don't lie. I'm not a liar. Men don't like that. They don't like that motion. Are y'all getting it? So men are looking for a woman who is emotional peace, who can settle his storm. We coming from the war. You're like, "Hey, babe, take a load off." When we arguing, like, "Hey, babe, I don't want to argue about this anymore. Let's pray about this. Or let's come back in the morning. Hopefully, you'll see what I'm saying. I think it's a good idea for us to be able to date on a regular basis to maintain our friendship. But you don't seem to agree with that. I'm gonna let you think about that because I that is what I need. Um, Go ahead. I fixed you something to eat. And after you eat, come back to me and tell me if you want to rethink whether we should go on a date." Men can handle that emotion. Bet. That's a wife. That's a wife. But if you're not cooking because you mad, you go out, you leave the house. May y'all not married, but we dating. You leave the house in the middle of the movie because you mad. You don't even call. You, Mm-mm, mm-mm. Nah, 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 nah. Men not going for that. Number three, all right. Men notice value, standards, and self-worth. Proverbs 31:25 says she's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. Men respect women who respect themselves. Mm. See, we equate standards with long-term compatibility. Are y'all getting it? All right. So a woman who has value. See, all right. So remember I talked to you about men like a woman who's visually appealing because all men want to brag, want other men to be like, "Yo, how you get her? That's your girl. That's you, boy." All men want that. All men want that. That's you. That's your girl. So women, visual appearance. I know you can say it's superficial. The same way you look at us is the ability to provide. It is superficial, but it feeds into your sense of security. It feeds into your sense of safety. It feeds into men's need to be sexually attractive and physically attracted. And women are art to us, art with substance, right? A painting that's worth $1 million that could take your $200,000 home, put that painting in it, make it 1.2 million, the 10x factor, right? So men look for this. They're looking for a woman with substance because this woman has gravitas. This woman has some chutzpah. This woman has some power. She can speak life, right? Like you already like, mom's gonna love her. This is a talented woman, right? Men like talented women. Let me rephrase that. Secure men like talented women, right? Remember, I told you that you can be too available? Nah. There are a lot of men. I'm in the ministry space that like a woman who can come in and preach socks off or something, right? And preach as well, if not better than him. And I can say him, he's a friend of mine. Look at Teray Roberts. He married Sarah Jakes Roberts. That's a lot of security, right? And my brother Teray can preach. Sarah Jakes Roberts can preach. He's not like, "Yo, she's better than me." He's like, "Yo, why would I compete? I picked her because she's talented. I picked the head of Microsoft because she's talented. Her genes plus my genes equals some really smart kids, right? I told you this earlier. And my cousin said it. He was an NFL. He was an NFL wide receiver for like 8 years. His wife, a professional soccer player, and she played for the Jamaican national team. And he said, "Fam, when I was looking for a woman, I was looking for a woman of substance. I was looking for a woman who was smart. I was looking for a woman who loved God. I was looking for a woman who would slap me if I even insinuated that I wanted to bed her before she was my girl or before marriage." Right? She moved with some self-worth. She was the mother hen of the crew. But he said, I also looked at her athletic stock. And I said, her morals, her academics, her energy, her strength, her athleticism, plus mine equals some really amazing children. Right. And he's like, all three of my kids are gonna play in the league. I'm just keeping it real. All three of them are gonna high character individuals because her genes plus my genes, right? Because standards create predictability. And believe it or not, the male brain associates that with safety and structure. So here's the thing. You want me to keep it real? See, all right. And I've never been a player from the Himalayas. You don't never hear that about me. You can go back in my history and say, was Alduan a player? They're never gonna say yes. Yeah. Am I smooth with my words? Am I debonair? Is there a little charisma? Do I have a little talk back? I do. I do. All right. But, but, but if I can talk you into bed first night, second night, third night, doesn't matter. Before I deserve it is the default. If I can get you to do something for me before I deserve it, X. Is it fair? No. Is it hypocritical? Yes. Is it bad? Yes. Right? Because and here's the weird thing. Is why I want to tell y'all this, right? Men really need you to say no. Men really expect you to say no. Like, come on now, you know you're not my man. You know I don't move like that. I know you. I know you used to talking. I see you light skinned with the curly hair. I see you dark skinned and chocolate, whatever. I see you. I know women fall for that all the time, but I'm not her. I'm not doing that. Don't even come to me with that motion, bro. Don't come to me with that motion, right? Guys like that. If we're looking for a wife, you like, because here's what the man thinks. If I have motion, if I have some verve, if I have some energy, if I have some swag, and I didn't taking you out to eat, I didn't got your hair and nails done, I didn't laid it out, and you still say no to me? Shit. Because I know you're gonna say no to other men. See, if I'm doing all this for you, if I'm impressive to you, I'm impressing you, right? And you don't fall for any of the stuff that I'm doing, all right? Even if I'm sincere, you're not easily impressed. My wife was not easily impressed, y'all. Can I pause for the calls real quick? Y'all, I had this show back in the day. It never saw the light of day. They killed a pilot. It was with Garcelle Bouvet, right? Fancy from Jamie Foxx show, and Tashina Arnold. Tashina Arnold. It was called the Mom, Myself, and I Show, right? All right. And so I was the male talent, right? So it was Tashina Arnold, Garcelle Bouvet, and me, the psychologist, right there in the middle, talking about, relationships. It was like a talk show, right? Right. And I had this, and then so that show was premiering. So we had red carpet. I had a stylist. I had back in the days how long ago this was a limo picking me up. This was my wife's second date with me. Second or third date with me. She came over, it's all these people at the house. When I pulled up, BET executives talked to me, right? We sit on the front row, y'all gonna laugh at me. We sit on the front row next to Chopper. Y'all remember Chopper from Making the Band and Dylon, Diddy? We were sitting right there in the front row, man. I had motion, right? My wife was like, man, this dude, right? So after all this, I knew I was gonna get a kiss, y'all. I got back to my house. House is nice. At that age, my house is nice, right? Right? Like I was doing better than most at that particular age, right? She walked in, okay, right? And so I went to go kiss her, and she pulled back. I got mad. Y'all, I got mad, but not why you think. I got mad because she was going outside to walk to her car, and I was like, "Look, if you don't like me, just say it. If you don't like me, just say it. Don't play games. Don't just come to the BET Awards and all that stuff because you want to be seen. If you don't like me, to say it." She said, "I do like you. I'm just a flower. I don't really open up like that. I don't really just kiss people second, third, first day. I'm kind of a germaphobe. I don't really know you like that. Please don't take offense to that. But if you do, I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea." 100 points gained, 100 points gained. Because I want to be honest, I was used, y'all know, I'm gonna get a kiss on the first date. All right, I'm gonna get a kiss. I might get a kiss 13 minutes into the date, right? All right. So early in my early years, and so when she said no to that, and I knew I didn't deserve it, because I could easily be kissing someone right after she left. To keep it real, because we were not an item, we were not a thing. All I did was take it to the BET Awards. I had motion, but I could have had motion with anyone. She don't know my lips had been. She was like, "I just can't do it, fam." Bam! Immediately, I said, "This is this." She act like my mom. This is some stuff my mom would do. My mom's not easily impressed. My aunties are not easily impressed. My best friends are not easily impressed by men. So I'm looking, are y'all getting it? So I'm keeping it real. So I was like, okay, this the woman I'm talking about. And I know other dudes are not kissing her. These are my lips. They exclusive to me. So I know when I kiss her, right? I know I do my, and I learned to kiss y'all from staying with my grandma in the summer watching soap operas, right? Watching Prince videos. So I know how to kiss. I kiss you. You've been kissed. I'm top 5 on your list. I might be top 1. I might be 1 unless you dated Prince or somebody like that, y'all. So I learned how to. So she wasn't impressed, man. She's like, "Nah, you're gonna have to earn the right for me to share my intimacy, my lips with you." Keeping it real. Are y'all getting it? Right? It was just non-negotiables. It was just non-negotiables. She was like, "You might not even move how I want to move. Like, do you have a love for God? Do you love your parents? Do you believe in expressing your emotions? Are you honest?" Right? Like, I don't know. I just met you. Like, I'm not gonna fall, I'm not gonna kiss someone I may not be with. I'm not gonna do that. Her name's not gonna be out in the street. You're gonna not gonna see me. You're not gonna see me. But I'm gonna tell my wife. I found that real ironic because her ex-boyfriend was a rapper. Right? And if she watching this, she might get me. But her ex-boyfriend was a rapper. I told her dad, I said, "You came up. You came up, fam." He was like, "No, you came up. You came up, right? You came up." He actually treated her right. He made one mistake, right? But even he didn't move with that kind of motion with her. Right? That's why he picked her, because he was not like any of the group, and she didn't care about what he did. I'm not gonna say his name. Right? But when y'all see Maggie, like, "You date a rapper, DM her right now. Tell her I told on her." All right, y'all see this classic Maggie. She was dating a rapper. Yes, she was. All right. All right, number 4. Men notice morals and relationship with God. Now, granted, you talking to a different guy. You talking to a different guy. I know you watching this, she be like, "Okay, you might have gone too far because you're a minister." But I can't tell you how many men, when they get ready to find a wife, they're looking at her character like, "Fam, does she have a relationship with God?" Right? Because if you don't have a relationship with God, and you don't go to church, even if he doesn't. Isn't that weird? Even if he doesn't, he's looking like, well, where do you get your substance from? What guides your faith? Um, what because Proverbs 31:30, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Studies on faith-based relationships show that shared spirituality increases marital satisfaction and emotional resilience. All right. Men will actually go to church to match a woman going to church so that he's not a mismatch. He will upgrade his faith versus downgrade his faith. And she's like, "Nah, you know what? I listen to Lil Nas X. No disrespect. I know he's going through problems, but I'm into this other stuff. I don't really go to church. I don't rock. And I'm not judging y'all. I'm not. I'm not. Trust me. Everyone has to find their path. Right. But men are like, "Yo, this is not like my mom. This is not like my grandma. Even if I don't go to church, the fact that she goes to church, mom's going to say, take him to church, get him right, upgrade his life, make sure his character comes up. I need to see an upgrade in my son because he's dating you. Because he's been out here dating these women of the night. He's been out here chasing these other women. Did y'all see Ruth and Boaz? Shout out to my friend Devon Franklin. If y'all didn't see Ruth and Boaz, that thing was great. And I'm gonna be honest, I saw it because my boy Devon did the movie, and I'm gonna support anything he did. But I was being typical man, like, do I really want to watch this love story? Right? That thing was fire. That thing was fire. Felicia Rashad was the mom. I'm not gonna give it away, but she didn't like Ruth at first. She was on that hip hop tip. I told you it's a different take. She was like, I don't know. I don't know if that's who you should be dating. All right, men look for that as well because again, they're looking like, what are you gonna teach our daughter? What are you gonna teach our sons? All right, and I'm gonna tell you how men think because they've been nurtured. When they go to summer camp, are you gonna put a bunch of sugar in the lunchbox? Are you gonna pack a warm meal? Are you gonna make sure our kids go to church? Are you gonna make sure that our kids dress appropriately? Right? This is what men think. This is what do you curse? And I know some men are lenient with that type of thing, but there are a lot of men that don't like that, right? Like, do you have morals? Right? Like when we go, do you know how to move with some energy? Do you are you trustworthy? Right? Values congruence. If y'all want me to be a psychologist, are you congruent with my values? Do you move the same way? If we go to church, can you move like a woman who's in church? If I am struggling or a member of my family is struggling, can they call you and say, "Let me talk to your wife," and the wife pray some life into them? Come on now. Come on now. Can you go and be team mom for the baseball team and make sure they have healthy snacks? I'm telling you, right? Come on now. Men are looking for a woman of high character and substance for marriage because she is going to be she's part of you. Are y'all getting this? All right? He chooses her because her integrity matches her Instagram. Ooh, I said it. Her joy, not judgment, right? Like he's curious, like her Instagram. I'll tell you this about my wife, right? I was looking at these different pictures, but I couldn't really find any that like disqualified her. It was like the more I look, I see my boy Steve, right? The more I look, I'm liking this woman. Now, privately, y'all can tell my personality, you can be a little wide open. All right. I'm not bored. All right. But publicly, I need you to be a little, you can be a little reserved. Nah, don't get me wrong. We go to concert, look good for me. I'm not that conservative. I'm not like most ministers. I'm also not a head pastor. So people don't have to judge the first lady. Y'all know my wife body builds, y'all. That's what I mean. You gonna pick talent. My wife is a bodybuilder. So they have to go with that kind of motion. Are y'all getting it? All right. Y'all got it. All right. But when she goes to church, she knows to have a rap. I don't have to tell her that. When she's in a room and she's having a business dinner, she knows etiquette. Are y'all getting it? She knows a power dress. She knows what to wear. She knows what not to wear. Men, am I right? Tell me if I'm lying. You like a woman with morals who has a strong relationship with God because she can get you right. At the end of the day, if you were raised this way, this is where you need to be. You need to be with a woman who rocks with God. I'm just telling you, right? Number five. I know you're like, okay, now I'm seeing how this is hard because men have to add all this stuff up. You have to have this. So far, let me recap really quickly. I'm not even done. All right. So one, you have to look good. You have to look good, but have character. All right. So you have to master that kind of mix of I have to be sexy and attractive and fine, but yet have character and substance, right? And be able to present that, right? So a guy can see that immediately. Then I have to be peace. I can't have this trauma stuff. I can't shut down when I'm mad. I have to be able to communicate myself, stay cool, calm, and under pressure, but still tell brother man what needs to happen in a calm way. Keep my emotions level headed, be his peace, be calm, be meditation, be yoga. All right. Settle his storm, but still not be a doormat. Okay, that's difficult. All right, so that's two. Number three, all right, I have to have value, standards, and self-worth. I have to walk into a room knowing I'm talking as a woman, all that and a bag of chips, knowing I don't have to sleep with you. Because there are men who will court me, who will not try to bed me, who know that I am a $1.2 million painting in your home. Me plus your home elevates your home. Me plus you, me times you adds favor to your life. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. So why I need to sleep with you? Why I need to agree with everything you say? Why I need to laugh at every joke if it's not funny just to appease your ego? I don't need to do that. Right? It was like Beyonce when Jay-Z cheated and she said either go to therapy or, to the left, to the left. What was that song? I ain't sorry. No, I ain't sorry. She made a whole album about Jigga Man, right? What did Jigga Man do? Jigga Man went to therapy because there'd be a million brothers be like, yo, Beyonce, I promise you, I won't cheat on you. Whatever happened in the elevator, I won't even get in the elevator. I'll take the steps. I don't care if it's 24 flights. And I had to do that moving my daughter into Howard. I love you, Howard, but get the elevators working. Help a brother out, right? But I won't even get into an elevator, Beyonce. I don't have that problem. And when Jay-Z said, let me go get myself together. This has been a problem. I'm Jigga Man. I'm from the Marcy Project, so don't make mistakes. If Jigga Man can do it, if Gucci Man can do it, Keisha told him, go get that tattoo off your face. Go take your bipolar medicine. This is public knowledge. All right, go get yourself right, right? And come back and be a husband. Otherwise, you're going to lose your family. Right? And both men said, I'm not losing my family for anything. I'd rather evolve. But that's what are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting this? Like, if I can talk about Jigga Man and I can talk about Gucci reforming themselves. Come on now, reforming themselves. Don't make excuses because those brothers had trauma on top of trauma and never saw a positive relationship, but they're in one. Now I don't know what's behind the scenes. Don't tell me. I'm not. It's not the type of vibe. All right. Are y'all getting it? But these men are like, yo, I'm gonna reform. I'm gonna get it right. You want me to change? I'm gonna move with this kind of motion. Right. All right. I see someone saying divorced men are not wanting to get married again. Let me just pause right there for a minute. And y'all send y'all questions in. I have like three more, right? Yeah, it's not that men don't want to get married again. Men don't want to be hurt again. And men don't want to lose money. And how do I know? I talk to men every day. And I say, listen, fam, if if we could guarantee the future, if God told you you will be with this woman and a relationship will go well. You'll have some ups and downs, but this is the great woman. And y'all will stay together for life and she'll be good. Would you marry her? Men are like, yeah. Oh, but it's no guarantees. You never know. I trusted my ex and then she hurt me. But that's why I tell men, listen, okay, so what? You've been divorced. Heal from it. Keep it moving. You're gonna let that one relationship stop you from do you know how good a great marriage is for men? Married men are happier, healthier, and wealthier, right? On aggregate, healthier because your wife makes you go to the doctor, cooks for you, makes you take your blood pressure medicine, takes you off of blood pressure medicine, makes you exercise. Come on now, makes you drink water and hydrate. All right, my wife has introduced me to collagen peptides and anti-aging stuff. DEXA scans, man, all this kind of stuff, right? Right. Shout out to Provita Health in Atlanta. If you're looking to find out how long you're gonna live, go to Provita Health. Let them do a DEX scan. They're gonna tell you what's going on with your body so you can fix it in advance. Tell them I sent you. Tell Melissa Proctor I sent you to Provita Health. Anyway, I don't want to die. Are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting it? All right. Anyway, let me go back. All right. So and then men notice a woman with a relationship with God. Uh, I'm open minded, but I told people to hook me up. If she doesn't have a strong relationship with God, don't introduce me to her. If she can't pray, if she can't quote scripture, right? If I can't feel the Holy Ghost, if we go to church, I can't tell she's been in church her whole life. She doesn't raise her hand. Y'all know what I'm talking about? She doesn't stand up and raise her hand. She doesn't know if she knows if she doesn't know the songs, right? If she can't finish the verse, the prayers of the righteous, if she can't say avails much, I don't want her. I don't want her. Now, granted, I was older, right? But I was like, listen, I grew up. I was raised by my mom and dad who are in church, but I spent summers with my grandma who was super religious. She was an Easter star. Everyone came to my grandma's house to eat. She was the food ministry. I used to like, Grandma, why do you feed Big Mama? Why do you feed these people? These are grown men. They can work. She was like, you never turn away a hungry soul. As long as I have food, I will feed them. That was my big mama. My big mama's Bible was high. She knew every scripture. We were in church. She knew everything the preacher was talking about. This was indelible on me. I'm looking at womanhood. I'm looking at a wife, and my mom is the same way. In my family, now granted, I come from a strong church family. They know the word. All right. They know the word. So you can't come into my family and you don't know the word. That's just not that's just that's just not gonna be good for you. That's not gonna be good for you. My kids know the word. Right? My oldest daughter's 19. She works at the chapel at Howard. Right? She probably know more about the Bible than 95% of the people. She's borderline Bible scholar. Right? My 9-year-old. I brought her down here and just be like, all right, who is Jonah? Bam, she gonna give you a little sermon. All right, who is David? Who is Daniel? Right? What happened? She, bam, 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 bam. Even my 3-year-old son. 3-year-old son is in church already because he's mimicking. He knows stand up. Hallelujah. Amen. I'll show y'all videos. All right. Anyway, let me not digress. All right. So you have to love the God. Number 5. All right. Men notice reserved sexual energy. I said this earlier. Men admire restraint because it signals emotional control and selective intimacy. I'm looking at the scripture, 1 Corinthians 6:19. Do you know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? Right? Delayed gratification, right? Men are looking for that, right? Can you delay my gratification until marriage? Can you keep giving me one chip without the whole bag just to make me crave the whole bag, right? And at least the minimum requirement for intimacy is that I ask you to be mine. See, if you're not my lady, if you're not my lady, all right. If he's not your man, if it's so high quality men equate delayed intimacy and discernment with depth of character. This is what you should do. I should put a ring on it to be able to enjoy your to make love to you because I'm in love with you. I should be your man. We should be monogamous. We should be a thing. We should be an item. Talk to men. Talk to men. They will tell you that, right? Psychologically, scarcity increases perceived value. See, and this is where we're really confusing. And when we have to repent and where we have to work on it, we'll ask for it. A minister of the gospel will ask you for the yams, right? And I'm not normalizing it, but I'm just saying in the flesh is undefeated. The temptation, the only recipe for temptation in the Bible is to run. Run, flee, flee. So men, even high value men, high value. I mean, men with high value. I'm not talking about that Kevin Samuel stuff, right? All right, no disrespect to him. Maybe rest in peace. I'm not here for any smoke, right? I know y'all loved him, all right? I'm trying to do something positive, all right? So they will be like, okay, I get it. We don't go together. I respect that. That means that you selective. You're not going with anybody else. You're not laying down with anyone else. And I would expect you not to lay with me because I haven't asked you to be mine. I haven't asked you to be my wife. I haven't promised to death do us part. I get it. I can see why you wouldn't do certain things with me. I get it. I respect that. Right? Right? So he chose her because she flirted playfully, but she kept her boundaries. She was sensual but not sexual. Wait, women, do you know how to do that? Do you know how to have levels for a man? Do you know how to show him this is what you could have? If I were yours, I can't get full. I can't do my full thing. I can't unleash all that, but I can show you. I can show you a little something, but can't. I can't do it. Women, can you be sensual without being sexual? See, another woman might blur the lines early, right? Connection turn physical too fast takes away the chase. And I can tell you, sometimes men don't even do it on purpose. Can I just be, man? Yeah, don't give me a don't. I'm not gonna do the same thing. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it in a tasteful way. Sometimes Men confuse sexual drive with attraction. Sometimes men confuse sexual drive with attraction. You can ask a man before he's intimate with a woman how much you like on a scale of 1 to 10. He might be like a 9, right? But after he's intimate with her, most men have an epiphany and be like, no, I was really sexually attracted to her. I don't know if I was romantically attracted to her. She's about a 6. And I'm gonna warn you, sometimes it drops down to a 3. There's some men that just don't like you afterwards, and it is incredibly, heartbreaking. It is incredibly toxic. It is incredibly dangerous, like, emotionally. I'm just being honest, and men, your cousin I'm not spilling the beans, men would tell you this, like, your male friends would be like, "Yo, just pace it out." Pace it out. A man who's attracted to you, all men are gonna be sexually attracted to you. They should. Don't you want your man to be sexually attracted to you? Right? But give it some time because men need to see if they like you. Need to see if their heart likes you. See, when a man is romantically in love with you, he's love making, not just having sex. Right? The Bible says wait till marriage for a reason. And y'all think it's judgmental, but really what it's saying is wait for that emotional, real connection and men want to connect with you. There are men who are surprised that they had such visceral reaction. Like, how did she go from a 10 to a 4? Oh, I thought I really liked her, right? But it's this delayed value test that you fail. Like, all I did was take you out to dinner. All I did was say nice things about you. All I did was be consistent for a month and we were together. That wasn't enough. Now, I know people who've gotten married that's done that. All right. You know people who've gotten married. I'm not judging it. I'm just telling you, for the most part, if you can delay a man until he is emotionally connected to you, you probably will not be hurt by intimacy, right? You will not be hurt, not in that way. Does that make sense? Right? So you redefine sensuality, ladies, like eye contact, laughter, conversation are more powerful than access. Tease him, look at him, all right, let them know, like, okay, Um, I remember I kissed my wife or something. I tried to, of course, go to second, third base. She pulled back. She was like, "Are you my man? What you doing? Stop playing. You're not my man. We going strong." I felt the energy, but that's about it. Right? That was well 4 or 5 months in. Right? She was like, "You're not my man." Right? She was, it didn't take long after that because I saw that she was confident in who she was. She was confident in her femininity, but in some weird way, it was wrapped in spirituality. It was wrapped in some type of standards. Y'all see how this is confusing? I hope y'all are getting this. This is what high value men notice, right? And by high value, I just mean men who are marriage minded are relationship minded. Like they're high value when it comes to relationships. I'm not talking about money. You can make $1 million and be a clown. You can be unemployed and be a blessing of a man. All right. Hold on, women. Fix your face. Men can be furloughed right now and be a blessing of a man. Right? Are y'all getting it? All right, and then last two really quickly. But I know we're over time. All right? Men notice a complete joyful life. Men like women who have their own life, right? A woman who enjoys her life without a man isn't intimidating. She's inspiring. She's inspiring. Right? You have your own life. You're not waiting on me to call. If I say what you're doing on Tuesday, you already have plans if I asked you on Sunday. If I asked you what you're doing on Friday, your next 2 Fridays might be booked up. I might have to get in on Thursday because you have some motion. Nehemiah 8:10 says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." This is a woman who has autonomy. She has mastery. She has purpose. She's happy. She radiates that outward. See, men see. You remember that Chris Brown video, um, where what y'all tell me the title, where he was in the park and she was walking through the park the whole video and he was chasing her, dancing and singing. All right, y'all breezy bold fan. Let me know that song, right? But in that video, that's how it is. Men want to chase that. In that video, that woman wasn't happy. That woman wasn't really tripping on Chris Brown. Now, she was smiling, she was whirling, she was kikiing and cuckooing, but what was that woman doing the entire video, fam? She was walking. She kept, excuse me, miss. Thank you, Amor Amani. Thank you. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you. Excuse me, miss. Come on. That's my jam right there, right? All right. So she was walking the whole time. Men like that. And I'm just going to confess, I like women. My friends like women who are on the train uptown. And you better hurry up and get on the train if you want to talk to me because I have things to do, right? I'm doing things with my life. Now she's going to entertain you. She's going to make eye contact with you. She's going to have a conversation. But once her stop comes, she's getting off the train uptown and she's going to work because she does not need you. You do not complete her life. She's a great wife. She's going to get chosen anyway, right? So you better ask for that phone number before the door opens. You better hop off and do the Chris Brown, excuse me, miss. I know you're going to work, but I like your motion. I like the lip. Don't talk about lip gloss. Wait for later. I like the way you moving. I like the way you talk to me. I like the way you make me feel. I haven't seen anyone like you who's already joyful. You were sunshine as soon as you got on the train. You were sunshine as soon as I saw you in the gym. You were sunshine as soon as we FaceTime. You were sunshine as soon as I saw you, right? You already had a complete joyful life before me, and I was intoxicated by that, right? Because you showed up as light. And that means that anytime I'm around you, you're going to be fun. You're going to be light. You're going to be energy. You're going to be the V word. You're going to be a vibe. Men will pick a vibe over a video vixen 10 times out of 10 if they're looking for a girlfriend or a wife. Now, they're looking to take you to bed and not going to do that, right? They will pass up the woman with the vibe and go chase the other woman, get themselves together, get ready for a serious relationship, and then go chase the woman with the vibe. In this excuse me, miss video, like Chris Brown, she's walking. She doesn't need you. You better catch up with her and get on her vibe. Are y'all getting it? Right? High value men read joy as emotional availability. They want to add to your life, not rescue it, right? They want to add to your life. They want to be a part of it, right? He chooses her because she has passion. She volunteers to feed the homeless. She traveled. She spoke with excitement about life. There's an energy. They stayed on the phone for hours and hours and hours because this motion, this woman has so much motion. She had so much to say. She was so enchanting. She was so enthralling. She was so interesting. See, when I ask you what you do tonight, you say, I don't know. Or what you like to do for fun. I don't know. Right? You closed up. You don't have that much right here. Men like women who are straight up fascinating. Y'all getting it? Right? So women that give off the vibe that I'm waiting on my husband to be happy, I'm waiting on my husband to start living, that energy is too heavy because I can't be your peace. I can't be your happiness. I can't be your joy. I need you to already be happy when I meet you. And that's why the smile is important. So you already smiling. You're not smiling when you see a man. You smile all the time. So men come up and say, "What you smiling about, girl? What you smiling about?" Like life. What about life? I'm getting ready to go to the gym. You smiling about the gym? Yeah, I love going to the gym. I love keeping myself fit. I love have energy. I love giving my brain maximum energy before I go to work. I have a challenging thing I'm working on. What you working on, girl? Oh, I'm an astrophysicist. Get out of here. Astrophysicist? Are you serious? You think men are intimidated by that? Now, don't get me wrong. Insecure men, but men who are secure, and you go home and tell mom I'm dating an astrophysicist, she's like, marry her if she has some substance to her and she loves the Lord, right? You like that. Just think about it. I'm smart. Thank you, God. All glory. You don't think I want a smart woman? You don't think I want smart kids? You don't think I want my wife to be able to tutor our kids? Do you think I want my wife just to let them watch YouTube all day instead of read a book? Come on now. Come on now. This is what men are looking for. All right, last thing, y'all. I'm having fun. All right. Men notice purpose alignment. Mm. See, misalignment creates cognitive dissonance and emotional drain, right? So, like, if you're not really aligned with what I'm doing, that's why I was saying, like, if you're not a believer, I don't care if you and my daughter knows. I love Rihanna, right? I love Rihanna. That's my favorite over Beyonce, right? But if Rihanna doesn't love God, and I'm not saying Rihanna doesn't, I don't know. But if Rihanna doesn't love God, I can't rock with her, right? Because we're not aligned, right? Right? Ecclesiastes 4:9. Two are better than one, for they get better return for their labor. My dream is to be able to make enough money or to use what we have to be a blessing to other people, to be a blessing to our children's children and be a blessing. So if the local elementary school, the kids don't have enough money for the book fair, I want to be able to say, here's $500 for kids who want to buy books, who don't have money. My wife and I are putting $500 on the bookstore every time it happens. Hey, right now, it's people are furloughed and people are food impoverished because they can't work because of our president. 300,000, 400,000 Black women been laid off work, not because they weren't talented. I want to be able to tithe at a level where the church is like, we're going to increase our food ministry by 50%, and we need you to tithe like never before. I don't want a wife that's going to say, nah, I'm going to get a Bentley. Nah, I want a new purse. Nah, I want to fly private. I want her to say, hey, babe, these are things that are important to me. All right. But they're not important to feed the people. Let's go do it. All right. All right. Matter of fact, let's give maybe something that hurts. Let's give something that hurts. Maybe we don't go out to eat twice a week while people are furloughed and take the money that we would use to go out to eat and give it to a family in need. See, if you're not aligned in that purpose, you see what I'm saying? If you're not trying to raise godly kids, right? If you think it's okay for kids to curse, right? And I'm not judging, you just not for me, right? Right. Like he chose her because she asked, how can I support what God is doing in your life instead of what's your plan for me? How you gonna provide for me? What you gonna do for me? What's your credit score? I'm telling y'all why it's hard for men to find wives. I'm telling you, I have some dope friends who are single and they're like, fam, this is incredibly hard. And at first I was like, how? And then I forgot. Took me a while. It took me a long while. Right? Brothers are not lying when they're saying it's hard and it should be hard. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. Shouldn't be a dime a dozen. Same thing with finding your husband. He shouldn't be easy to find. He shouldn't. So here's the opportunity. The another woman is competing for control, and it became power struggle. But a purpose partner is going to be able to find her role. And I'm gonna tell you how a wife will move. You could be dead wrong. She's gonna say, "All right, babe, you can go ahead." And I'm gonna, you know what? You probably right. You probably right. You probably right. My wife has done this plenty of times to me. You probably right. All right. And then I realized I was wrong. Right. She was like, yeah, you probably can get a better deal than I can. Even though my wife is in sales. I'm gonna go, if you feel like you can negotiate that better, go ahead, babe. Yeah, you're very talented. Then I come back and she was like, I could have gotten you a better deal. But it's all good. I'm sure I'm sure it's gonna work. Right. All right. So a woman also has to realize and be secure that when she's talking to a man with pride, that eventually he's gonna come back and be like, babe, that was the wrong move. You're right. I probably should have life insurance. Right? That's not smart to not have life insurance. And I probably should get it before I have a health scare because then they won't refuse me. It probably is a good idea for me to actually work less hours and spend more time with the kids. It probably is a good idea for me to take some time off work so that my attitude is right. Are y'all getting it? Right? Right? She might recommend that, but she's like, yeah, you know yourself. And then midweek you mad. Right? All right, I see a question. It says, I think it's important to know a man's plan, but is it just the timing of the questions right? All right, I get it. All right, I'm gonna answer that. So are y'all getting this? So here's your opportunity, right? Y'all see the things that men are looking for. And I'm gonna recap them quickly because I know I was going long, right? All right, y'all know at the first I talked about what men do wrong and how men look for the wrong women and make mistakes. And then once they do that, they're like, I'm never doing that again. And here's at least a short list. I could go all night. All right. So men look at visual presentation, but through the lens of character, right? Right? They're looking for that sundress, but they're looking for a woman that's like, oh, she has some values, she has some character, she has some substance to her. So she's fine and smart, fine and has some depth, right? A woman who can notice emotional peace. She's not performing. She's his peace. She knows how to quiet him. She knows how to pray for him. She knows how to manage her words. She knows how not to go off on him. She knows not to do all this. Men don't like that. Do that with your girls. Men don't like all that energy. Say how you feel. Say it strongly, but say it peacefully, but say it directly. I'm upset when you promised to take me on a date and you renege, and I need you to keep that promise because I want to be able to set my watch to you. Now I know things come up, but this has been 2 times in a row where you said we were gonna go on a date, and I had to remind you, I don't like that. And dating is important because I like spending time with you, and it's our time to put work, kids, school aside and focus on you. Now, I do a lot for you. This is what I need you to do for me. Can you keep the same energy, the same motion I give you? Most mature men can handle that. Number 3, men notice value, standards, and self-worth. Men respect women who respect themselves. You don't have to perform for a man. I'm not going to do that. This is how I feel. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry you disagree. I'm an opinionated woman. I have my own feelings. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to make you feel bad. I'm not going to emasculate you. I just have a different opinion. Men like that because she's talented. She's strong. She's just like his healthy mama, right? She's just like his healthy mama. I have a brain. I can think for myself. All right. You don't tell me how I feel. I'll listen to you. I incorporate it and then I'll come back and tell you how I feel. Right. I know my oldest daughter's watching, and it's funny how they align. And don't get me for this, y'all. All right. But I was at the school. With my daughter, I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And because I always greet the kids on the way back to the car. And my daughter said, "That's not a man. That's a them." I said, "What you mean that's a them?" And I was a boy. And she was like, "Nah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like being called a boy or a girl. He wants you to call him them." And I looked at my wife like, "I'm not doing that." I said, "I'm sorry, Trent. I'm not doing that. I'm not calling them the then. I don't do the pronouns. You see a man, I'm a man. Don't make me do he, him. And I'm not disrespecting. I will call him by his name. I will call the person by their name." See, I did it. I'm not being disrespectful. I will call the person by their name, but I'm not calling them them. I'm not calling them we. I'm not calling them us. Anyway, she was furious at 9. And my oldest daughter, Howard, does the same thing. Dad, how can you ignore people's plural pronouns and stuff? That's so disrespectful. I raised both my daughters to be able to communicate how you feel. You can disagree with me. All right. She was 45 pistol mad at me. Right. I said, all right, listen, you can call them whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them I'm going to call this person by their name. Not going to do the we and us. Can we agree on that? But I respect the fact that you feel you should call them by the pronoun. See, that is a woman of value. You don't have to agree with me. You get it? Number 4, men notice women with morals in a relationship with God. Y'all think they don't, but they do. This is important because most moms, does she love the Lord? Right? How does she move? Can you trust her? Men notice reserved sexual energy. So that means just delayed intimacy, right? It's like I need to be your man. You need to be my wife. You know you're gonna be good, but outside a relationship, my body don't even move. It don't even know how to move. It's mechanical. It don't even know how to do that, right? I don't need to. You know, and I know I don't need to do anything for you to like me because men are gonna like me anyway because of this and the Holy Spirit. And I'm a painting. You're in a home, 200,000. I'm $1 million painting. Me in your home is a $1.2 million home, fam. Me on your arms make other men look at you better. Businesses look at you better. We have more respect for LeBron James than Carmelo Anthony, and I respect both. Men have respect for Steph Curry, right? Because he's married, right? Barack Obama, because he's married, right? You just move differently when you have a wife. People respect that, right? Men notice a woman with a complete joyful life before he met her. She's already in grad school. She's already accomplishing things. She's already going to church, already traveling, already going to yoga, already in a Bible study, already investing, already happy and joyful. Now, does she want a man? Yes, she does. Is she willing to settle? No. Does she have to? No. She's looking for someone who can match her energy. And if you're light, he's like, I'm gonna be light too, right? If you're gonna be my rib, I'm gonna be your whole complete body and secure you. Girl, you're not gonna have if one of us has to work 2 jobs, it's gonna be me, not you. Don't worry about it. I'll even get you stuff you don't need. I'll get you stuff you want. Just because you want it, because you're good to me, even though it doesn't make any sense. Even though it doesn't make any sense. Right? I tell my wife, why can't we go to Hilton Head? Why can't we go to Myrtle Beach? No, she wants to go to Puerto Rico. She wants to go to Aruba. I'm cool with staying in the States, but she wants to see a different country. That's her thing. When I first met her, she's a world traveler. So I'll do that because she was doing that before she met me. She's been place Italy, Brazil, places I've never been before she met me. So I'm gonna keep that same energy because she also provides light and does things for me. Last thing, men notice purpose alignment, right? So if you're Barack Obama, don't you think you need a Michelle Obama? Come on now. Come on now. Come on. If you Joe Biden, don't you need a Jill Biden? Right? Come on now. If you're LeBron James, you don't think you need a Savannah James? I'm serious. Keep you grounded, raise good kids, right? Those kids have not really gotten in trouble and they've had every opportunity, right? You don't think you don't think Denzel needs a Pauletta, right? Courtney Vance needs Angela Bassett. I'm just telling y'all not looking at it. Y'all not looking at y'all think that men don't want talented women, and we do. We do because it makes talented children. It makes a better life. You can actually sit and strategize and talk with someone who has some sense and some substance, can get you right, offer a better opinion than you, be better than you at some things. You don't think Torrey Roberts benefits from being married to Sarah Jakes Roberts, and Sarah Jakes Roberts benefits from being married to a man as strong as Torrey Roberts, who doesn't have any insecurities about how well she preaches? Come on now. You think Barack Obama trips the fact that people love Michelle? No, that's a value add. There are people who like Michelle who didn't like Barack, voted for him, or white women that voted for Barack because they like Michelle. Come on now, that's talent. See, if you're in corporate rooms, if you're in ministry rooms, you're in high-powered rooms, and your wife comes in, I'm just gonna keep it real. Your wife is a value add. People love my wife. They like me. They love my wife. If I'm in a room and say, "Oh, we love your wife, man, we gonna invite y'all out to do this. We're gonna invite you to speak," and they love my wife. She's a value add. She can work a room in a way in which I can't. Are y'all getting that? Right. And so married men love that. That's why they're looking for that talent. So, like when someone meets your wife, they're like, "Man, I met your wife. She is so beautiful." And they're not talking about just aesthetics, they're talking about her soul. Right. So, can you see it? Believe it or not, men have high standards for a wife. And that is why it is incredibly difficult for men to find it. And that's why I'm backing up my premise. You can say it's 10 to 1, 15 to 1, 20 to 1 ratio of good women to good men, but men will tell you every day of the week of that 20, it's hard for them to find the one. And when they find the one, they commit. They commit, right? Like Steve Harvey's been married 4 times. Marjorie Harvey was getting ready to walk away. She was like, "Look, Steve, you told me that, you weren't trying to get married, and I tried to do this whole shacking up thing, but I can't do it. That's not me. I can't do it. I'm sorry. You didn't lie to me. I thought I could do it. I'm a wife. I look in the mirror and I'm betraying myself." Beyonce said the same thing. "How can I be queen bee and I settle for you cheating on me in the elevator? I can't do it. I rather just I can't be queen bee. I rather just require you to get therapy and risk losing Jigga Man than losing my self-respect." Men respect that. Men respect that. Right? And so this is your opportunity. A lot of you watching this right now, live and recorded, have everything on that list. Everything. And your biggest problem is that men don't know you. You're not in close proximity to them. Yeah, I'm talking as a scientist. You're not close enough to even have a conversation with him. He doesn't know you exist. You're in your house. You're in your crib. You're on your phone right? Walking by a man who's trying to make eye contact with you. You're not networking. You're not having conversations with marriage minded men, right? And if you had more proximity, you would do some of my friends a favor because they'd say, man, I met the one. All right. I just was out and I met her. She sent me a DM on LinkedIn about something random and we hit it off and had coffee. If you're a talented woman and you have the things on this list, and I know you do, I have friends, I have female friends who I know are nothing but wives. It is just time, space, and opportunity separating them and the opportunity. So, women, if you're watching, this is a wonderful opportunity. You do not have all the competition that you think. I want you to get I want after this, I want you to call your boys and like, "Is it easy to find a girlfriend?" Because I might be talking to college age students. "Is it easy to find a wife?" Married men gonna be that's why married men stay in mess. They gonna be like, "Yeah, she driving me crazy. I'm driving her crazy, but I know I'd never be able to find another woman like here. I don't wanna be in the streets." You hear married men say they don't wanna be in the streets. Married men don't wanna be in the streets. I'm telling you. That's why men who mess up in relationships real bad and lose their girlfriend and lose their wife, they remember that for the rest of their life. They down bad, like man, because you are rare fruit. You watch the internet and you'll think you're a dime a dozen. But ask men, was it easy to find your wife? And they're gonna all tell you, absolutely not. It was the most difficult thing that I did. So I made my mind up. And when I found her, I was going to keep her. Now, that doesn't mean that men are perfect, but good men who make mistakes, Jiggle Man and Gucci Man, they'll go to therapy before they lose a good woman. And the reason I picked them is because if someone from the Atlanta projects and someone from the Marcy projects with no dad, no mom's having issues, can reform themselves and what it appears to be great men. Barack Obama, not having a father in his life, but being an amazing husband and father. But LeBron James, you never heard anything about his dad. How can he be a great husband and father? And I don't want to hear any slick stuff. Don't tell me the DMs he's doing. I don't gossip. But what I'm just saying, don't say I didn't have a father figure. That's an excuse. You can learn it. You learn how to make money. You learn how to have a better body. You learn to go to the NFL, the NBA, be a millionaire, be able to be a YouTube influencer, whatever it is. You learn all these other things your parents didn't know how to do. You first generation college graduate, you learn how to day trade. All right, all right, don't make the excuse, right? Level up, right? And so men that know that, right, when they meet the one, Steve Harvey was like, "I'm not letting you go anywhere. I am scared of getting married for a fourth time. I don't know what the people gonna say, but there's no way I'm gonna let Marjorie Harvey walk out of my house and walk down the street. You know why? Because 15 other men would have lined up and be like, yo, I'm not scared like Steve. I've healed from my pain. I'm trying to get with a woman like you because you're a value add. You're someone I can wake up to in the morning. You have some versatility. Margie Harvey has versatility. She still got a little street tours, she's attractive. Um, she takes care of her body. She's not boring. But she made Steve a fashion icon. She was down with him when he was down bad. I hear that all the time. When he was down bad, she stayed right there in the trenches and helped him level up. Are y'all getting it? She was making moves with him. She was telling him to get his stuff, get his game right. Are y'all getting it? Right? I mean, she told the story. It's so cold. I promise I'm gonna wrap up and pray. Right? When he was performing, she came late on purpose. He saw her, invited her out. She came late on purpose, y'all. She came 20, 30 minutes into her set. He had reserved a front row seat for her. She came front row, walked very slowly, sat down, right? Made eye contact with him. Right? Steve noticed her. First of all, he was like, who is this woman that comes in late? Sits down like she's not late and then looks me dead in the eye. He said, at that moment, I knew she was the one. She moved like she was different. She was the show, right? And she did it just with that femininity because she wanted him to notice her. He said, in the middle of his set, he said something to her. Right in his mind, like, who is this woman? He barely could focus on his jokes, right? So all the women going after Steve Harvey, all the women. What was it about Marjorie? Y'all getting it? She was able to move, and women who have been married before, right? They don't deify. You should only deify God. They don't deify men. They know you need me more than I need you, bro. You need me. Come on now. You're nice and everything, but you need me. I'm a value add. I'm the $1.2 million painting to your house. You remove that painting, value your house drops, brother. When I walk in on your arm, other men look at you like, oh, that's how you moving? Mm. Women look like, okay, that's how you moving. Companies like, we can invest in you. You're a family guy. Right? You don't think LeBron James and Steph Curry are the face of the NBA for a reason? You know how much money they have because they're family men? Come on now. You don't think Jalen Hurts is the face of the NFL? Patrick Mahomes is because of their wives. And we're gonna pick Jalen Hurts. Because y'all know. Y'all know. No disrespect to anybody else. My wife is black. All right. And a lot of people, and I'm not disrespecting. Whatever y'all have most, my wife is black. My wife from Inglewood. Right? My wife is Mecca, Sierra, Summer, Moore, Tartt, a bunch of names, right? So I'm not disrespecting. I don't care who you like, choose love. I'm gonna tell you to choose love. Right? I'm gonna tell you to choose love, but being a black man, I'm always gonna represent because we're in the minority. I'm gonna represent for our sisters. I'm always gonna elevate. Always gonna elevate that, right? That's a beautiful thing. But wherever you choose the love that choose you. Choose the energy. I'd rather you choose good energy. Someone who loves you. At the end of the day, God is gonna bless a man and a woman and matrimony. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about different lifestyles. I do what y'all want to do, but I'm talking here. I'm talking about marriage. All right. All right. See, are y'all getting it? Are y'all getting it? So women, you are rare air. You're marriage material. You just need to put yourself in close proximity with marriage-minded men because men don't know where to find you. I coach, I promise you. I coached a client today, very attractive woman, very high-powered woman. And I said, do you know that men would consider themselves winning the lottery, being able to have a one-on-one conversation with you? And I said, I'm not being overly flirtatious. I'm not flattering you. I'm talking to you as your psychologist and I'm being a male. Men don't get seen. Men don't get talked to. Men have to like beg and play double dutch to even try and talk to you. Excuse me, men like strategize how to even get around you to even have a conversation with a beautiful woman with some substance, right? And I said, look, if you just go up to the men you like and just ask them a question, how long they've been a part of this organization, um, what you should order off the menu, what they think of the weather, who they pulling for in the game, what other organizations they should join that's similar to the networking function. I said a woman with some and she has good energy and good substance. She's a good high quality wife. I can just see it. Men can see a wife. Like when I said all you need to do is just talk to men. And if you talk to enough men, those men are going to be blessed to have a conversation and the right marriage minded man is going to court you, right? You just have to make sure that you put yourself around enough men. And she was like, you're right. You are right. Are y'all getting it? So listen, ladies, this should make you feel really good. All right. Because there's not a lot of competition for wives, right? Just be around the men who are marriage minded. And if y'all looking for that number, according to an economist, I cannot think of his name, right? He was on the Jay Shetty podcast. He interviewed an economist and he did the economy of a good husband. He said, of all men, take 60% of them and unfortunately dump them in a trash can. But the remaining 40% make for good partners when it comes to the research. These men are happy. These men are happily married, right? And this is why there's a lot of men who are mad because they feel like they've been swiped over. Everyone's going for Idris. Everyone's going for Jalen Hurts. Everyone's going for Amari Hardwick. Come on, fill in the blank. Everyone's going Kofi, Blue from Queen Sugar. Come on now. Everyone's going from the dude from Ruth and Boaz. Everyone's going. Who's Mufasa? Aaron Pierre. Everyone's going for the creme de la creme on TV, right? But you're forgetting about the 40% of really good men. If you could just vibe with him, if you could just have a conversation with him, you can see that this brother is ready. Now, I'm not telling you to settle. I'm just simply saying that there's 40% of men, all right, who are marriage minded, and a large percentage of them, I think like 60% or something crazy, are unnecessarily single. Mean they don't want to be single. That's what I'm telling you. They don't want to be single. They're mad that they're single. They're just not gonna settle. They did that list like I read before. And so, ladies, please put yourself in proximity of these men. And don't and a whole nother live talking about where they are. Or if you want to know, go to Ring Formula, right? You can join my community. We're starting up with our VIP Accelerator Intensive October 21st, right? Go to ringformula.com, ringformula.com, right? I will work with you personally, right? If you're looking to find out where they are, because I have the blessing, I promise you I'm closing y'all. And as pastors, I always say that, but I have the blessing of being able to talk to single men, single women, couples who are dating. It's called pre-engagement counseling, which is probably the most popular counseling that I do. Meaning, like before we get engaged, we want to do counseling to work through some issues, make sure we're aligned. I also do engagement, people who are married, and then I do marital counseling, and then I work through people working through divorces. So I have the whole 360, and people who get remarried. So I see the whole 360. All right. So I have this unique perspective of seeing what works. When I ask people how you met, I hear the same stories. It's women in close proximity with men. Men like, man, I was blessed. I was just about to give up. Or I was dating the wrong woman, and then she came into my life, and all my friends were like, yo, you asked us to tell you when you found the one. She's it. Are y'all getting it? I'm a proponent. I want people to get married, happily married. I want people to be in relationship. If you're younger, it's not time to get married. I want y'all to be able to be prosperous. I want my brothers who are single, who are great men to be able to meet you. But ladies, I need you to make it possible. I need you to get out your house. I need you to be social. I need you to be where good men are. They're not hard to find. If you think like a man, you think like a man that wants to network up, be everywhere he is. Be everywhere a high character man is. He's gonna be in a men's ministry. He's gonna be in a high-end gym. He might be on a golf course. He's gonna be in a leadership development in ministry. He's gonna be in the chamber of commerce. He's gonna be in the 100 black men. He's gonna be in Big Brother, Big Sister. He's gonna be a football coach at the local park. Man, go where the kind of men you like are. They're gonna be a Habitat for Humanity. They're gonna be in politics, trying to change the world on the Democratic side. That is, I don't know what the other side doing, right? Anyway, I know I'm gonna get some smoke for that, but whatever, right? All right. So he's gonna be in places that are noble. Are y'all getting it? And you just have to make sure you position yourself so that he can see you. All right. All right. All right. So yeah, I see y'all talking slim picks out here for now. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you there's a whole bunch of men. That would be a lie. But I am gonna tell you there's a large amount of men who you don't even know who are gonna get married to the woman who puts herself in close proximity to him and takes him off the market. See, you don't think that there's good men because you don't go out. I know good men because I am super social. I'm out all the time because I'm in multiple worlds. I'm in the athletic world, I'm in the ministry world, I'm in the psychology world, which there's a lot of male nurses. There's a lot of male, well, not a lot. There's male psychologists, a lot of male social workers, a lot of counselors. Y'all feel me? I'm in the ministry world. I'm in the leadership development role, right? I'm in the 100, all these type organizations. Well, I'm around good men because I need to be around good men. I went to a ministry retreat with all male pastors, and we all said, this is the first time we don't have to worry about looking for demons. Everyone here is grounded. Everyone here is a minister. And I'm not saying they can infiltrate the church as well, but we don't have to worry about insecurity. We didn't have to worry about everyone was strong. Everyone had motion. Everyone was grounded in God. I didn't have to worry about what I said, being overly religious. Everyone was right there. I need to be in those rooms. And that's why men get in those rooms, because men always looking to power up. Kevin Durant works out with LeBron James. Why? Because he wants to power up. He want to work with the best. If I want my character to improve, and character always needs to improve. There's always things to work on. You always fall short. But if I'm going to sharpen it and get better, I need to be around high character men, right? Because I'm like, all right, this is how I need to carry my life. Okay. All right. And I work out with men who are bigger than me. If I want physical fitness, I need to work out with men who on another level, because then that makes my low the I need to go to the average. right? If they're men making money, I need to be in their room figuring out how they're doing it so I can compare myself to them. Because then I become the average. I'm leveling up. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? So what I need you to do, women, is think, where do men go who want to elevate, and put yourself in the room? Don't act like single men sit at home all the time. I guarantee you there was men at the Falcons tailgate last night. Guarantee. I guarantee you there were men at the Clover conference that were Sean Williams, who's on Shark Tank, a friend of mine at Morehouse, venture capitalist extraordinaire. You talking about top dog, right? Right? He's one of them. People in the room to learn about investing, right? So right now at Morehouse School of Medicine, I think Black Forbes is going on, right? Like at Morehouse Medicine School of Medicine at this moment, Black Forbes is going on right now. You need to be in the room. You need to be in the room. Why would you not be in the room in Atlanta, Georgia? Let's see, is it going on tomorrow? Check. Y'all look at it. Y'all look at y'all Google. If y'all watching this real time, Google it. Be in the room. Show up. Pay the registration. Sign up. And you tell me there's not talented single men. Go up to them and ask them what you missed yesterday. That's gonna be your entry line. I wasn't here. I found out about this on a podcast with Dr. Tartt. What did I miss yesterday? What was the most impressive session? That's all you have to do. Men gon' flirt. Men gonna ask you what your name is. And if you have a vibe and you have energy and you have substance and a thing on that list and they discern that, a marriage-minded man is gonna be like, Chet, I think I found her. All right, let me pray. Gracious Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you, Lord, for giving me the energy. We thank you, Lord, for Trinity joining this podcast in the beginning because I was having a conversation and it took it a totally different way, which I think was needed, Lord God. So we just thank you and I ask and pray for every one of my brothers who's looking for the one, that the women make it possible, that they do like Ruth in the Bible. They position themselves around Boaz, and then Boaz literally just looks up and says, who are you? Let me court you properly. Lord God. So we ask and pray that you allow women to be findable. We ask and pray that you allow my brothers to be open and to not go the wrong way, not to look for the wrong thing, not to look for the pretty thing, but to look for the substance, to look for things that are valuable outside and inside, the quote unquote total package. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. And I ask and pray that you allow things to happen from this podcast, Lord God, this live, that people get different strategies. They're energized and they're able to DM me and say, man, I did this and I have a good date tonight. All right. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen. All right. Love you guys. See you. I told you I'm going live every week. I'm going to pick a day. I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's going to be one of those days. I'm going to be consistent. So I love y'all. If y'all missed this, go back and watch the replay. It's going to be on YouTube about 2 minutes. Love y'all. Oh, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, I should have done this. Subscribe to the channel. Do that right now. All right. Love y'all. Good night.